Hey, welcome to Film Turbo. Today I will tell you a retelling of the House series from the X-Files series. In a small-town home, a woman in torment gives birth to a child. It is night outside and a thunderstorm rumbles. Three men with physical injuries take birth. When the baby is born, they understand that he also with defects. Take it to the field and bury. One man cries all this time. On the same field on a sunny day, local guys gathered to play baseball. When the ball flew into the territory of the Peacock family, the boys did not dare to go there. Everyone home knows that it is better not to mess with the peacocks. During the game, one boy stood in the place where the baby was recently buried when he was picking the ground with the toe of his sneaker. Fresh blood and the child's hand came out from there. The boy got scared and the rest of the kids started screaming after him. The local sheriff, Andy Taylor, having learned about the incident, contacted the FBI, and the Bureau sent two agents, Mulder and Scully, to the home. They cordoned off the scene and studied the baby's grave. While Scully worked on compiling a picture of the incident, Mulder indulged memories of his carefree childhood. He was sure that if it were not for work, he would have settled in a place like this. All this time, the Peacock brothers were watching them. Their house was nearby. The sheriff comes to the agents to make it clear where they arrived. In home, everyone knows each other. No one locks the doors at night. Even the sheriff does not carry a weapon. When Mulder and Scully started talking about the Peacock brothers, Sheriff Taylor explained that it was useless to interrogate them. In addition to physical disabilities, they were born with mental disabilities, and even if they saw something, they would not tell about it. The Peacock family lives in this house since the Civil War, and since then, nothing has changed in their lifestyle. The only thing that has happened in their family lately is a car accident in which the parents of the brothers died, although the sheriff did not know for sure because the wounded parents were brothers dragged into the house and no one else saw them. Sheriff Taylor also explains to the agents that he doesn't want anything to change after their visit to the town. He likes how slowly life flows here. However, it is necessary to find the killers of the baby. So the sheriff invites agents to his office till they were able to examine the child's body. So that casual visitors do not see this procedure, the sheriff sends partners to the toilet. During the examination, Scully discovers the baby has many birth defects. She makes the assumption that his father may be one of the Peacock brothers. But there is no woman in their house, which means they kidnapped her following the sexual instinct. If so, and it meant the unfortunate woman is still in their home and may be suffering from complications after childbirth, and she needs to be rescued. Agents go to the brothers' house to interrogate them and check the situation, but inside it turns out to be empty. It cannot enter because there is no reason for this, so Mulder examines the living room and notices traces of blood. Inside, Scully finds scissors on a bloody table, the shovel of which was digging the grave, and the footprint of the boot is the same as in the field at the grave of the child. However, she is not a Mulder, not notice how women's eyes are looking at them under the floor. Back at the motel, Scully calls the sheriff to find out the latest information. Taylor prepared warrants for arrest of the brothers, and also began to look for information about the car found in yard of their house. He also confirmed that abandoned cars are regularly found in their area, which were left here visiting people. After talking with Scully, the sheriff takes out his revolver, checks him, but then puts the weapons back in the box. That same evening, the Peacock brothers take wooden clubs, get into the car, and go into Taylor's house. Hearing someone drove up, the sheriff asked his wife to hide under the bed, and he went for a revolver, but he did not have time to take it. The door to his house was not locked, and the brothers freely entered inside. The sheriff took a bat out of the closet and prepared to defend himself, but the blows of the bat did not harm the brothers. They beat Taylor with clubs in his bedroom, and then they smelled another person, turned the bed over, and killed the sheriff's wife. In the morning, Deputy Barney Pastor came to give information about a car found in the Peacock yard and found the chief and his wife dead. Immediately after that, he called the agents when they arrived. The pastor told them the results of the examination of the DNA of the baby. According to the documents, the woman who gave birth to the baby must be from the Peacock family, but they have neither sisters nor mother. According to the official version, she died in an accident. After discussing the situation, Mulder and Scully decide to arrest the brothers. Help them will be Barney Pastor. Meanwhile, in the Peacock house, preparations began for the visit of agents. A certain woman whom the brothers keep under warned them with a bet that strangers would soon come to their house. When the agents and the deputy came to the Peacock's house, they put on body armor and Pastor moved out first. The brothers were in the yard, but with the arrival of strangers, they went into the house. When the sheriff's deputy tried to enter, a trap went off and he died. Mulder and Scully decided to act more carefully. They were going to lure the brothers out of the house in order to enter inside and free the kidnapped woman. They open the pen with pigs, they run out, and the brothers run to catch them. Meanwhile, the agents sneak into the house bypassing the traps and find a woman under the bed with birth defects like the Peacocks. Scully realizes that this woman is the mother of three brothers because she is in family photos. After the accident, the woman could no longer walk and the sons sewed up her wounds and locked her up. It was she who gave birth to that baby who was later buried in the field. Mulder and Scully understand that they cannot take the woman out of the house by force because she is here of her own free will and desperately resists. But the brothers have already killed 3 people, which means they need to be arrested. Scully goes to convince the woman to hand over her sons to justice, and Mulder remains. Follow them. Mrs. Peacock is not going to persuade her sons to give up. She is proud of them and does not regret the death of the sheriff and his wife. So Mulder and Scully have to deal with the criminals themselves. When they break into the house, Mulder fires a warning shot in the air and then opens fire on the brothers. Only the bullets do not take them. They grab Mulder and try to kill him, but then Scully appears and says that they are her mother. One of the brothers rushes to the rescue of his mother, falls into one of his traps, and dies. The second brother is killed by Mulder, and the third disappears along with Mrs. Peacock. Mulder searched the entire house but found no sign of mother and son. Scully had to call the police to block all the roads and prevent the Peacocks from disappearing without a trace. Meanwhile, Mrs. Peacock and the last of her sons stopped on the side of the road. The woman was in the trunk and the son climbed up to her. She persuaded him to continue the Peacock line. Because his brothers died, when there are more of them, they will find a new place that they can call your home. But for now, the son gets out of the trunk to drive and goes somewhere far away. Thank you for watching, friends. Do not forget to subscribe so as not to miss new videos. See you soon.